Hello and welcome back to the Real Estate RoundUp Show. I am your host, Kobe Zinn, and I am joined here as always by my co-hosts, Andres Martinez and Tony Flores. How you guys doing today?
Doing well.
Howdy. Doing awesome. Thanks. How are you
Awesome.
doing?
Love to hear it. And so today, what we're going to be covering on our very special episode is we're actually going to be reacting to a YouTube video that one of our business partners has made and kind of put out there on the internet. So if you guys didn't know, if you checked out one of our previous episodes, we are all real estate agents and we are all real estate agents with the brokerage eXp Realty. So our business partner, his name is Charlie Cameron. And just to kind of give you guys an idea of who this guy is, he is a real estate agent in the state of Florida. We are located in the state of Texas, the three of us. And we are able to partner up and work together through the revenue share model at eXp. But essentially, what he was able to do is he came into the real estate industry part time, and through creating content and posting YouTube videos just like this one that we're going to be taking a look at today, has actually transitioned into being a full-time agent in real estate. So without further ado, I will share my screen and we will get this video on the road and we will be reacting to it. So as I'm pulling this up, just to kind of give you guys an idea of what this video is, it is essentially 10 reasons to join eXp, or 10 ways eXp is the number one brokerage in the world today. So I know there's been a lot of buzz about the company going on. So we're going to be taking a look at these 10 reasons and breaking them down and sharing our opinions and on what these reasons are and how we feel about them. So without further ado, we will get this video on the road.
This might come as a shock, but eXp Realty is number one in 10 different categories. Welcome back. I'm Charlie Cameron, obviously with eXp Realty, and be sure to stay tuned for more lead generation and innovation tips for real estate agents. Now, how is eXp Realty number one in 10 different categories? Let's step through them. According to the latest Real Trends report, eXp Realty is number one in both transaction size and sales volume growth, meaning we're selling more houses. Number two.
So let's just take that point for a second because there's been a lot of misconceptions in the industry. And one that I hear a lot of is from real estate agents that say, agents at eXp don't sell any houses. So that one clearly, I would say, makes it a myth rather than a truth. So from your perspective, right, seeing that eXp has been essentially the number one closings as far as the agents goes, what would you say to agents looking at this video, that have the opinion that, eXp agents don't close any transactions? What is your I will say your personal experience been? We'll start with you, Andres.
So I think where us as agents benefit being a part of eXp is the resources and the education. So if something doesn't work for one of us, and when I mean one of us, I mean eXp agents, we share that with each other. And if we have success, or if we need to kind of adjust, because markets are like variable, right? So today's market ain't going to be tomorrow's market. And we just have to be resourceful. What the education that eXp gives us, it actually benefits us by being in front of something that might become an issue for a client, like interest rates, or just being able to deliver the correct information to a client. eXp properly has the resources to educate their agents, for them to educate the clients and help guide them through their transactions.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with those points as well. And so my experience, of course, is and I joined a little bit over 2 years ago, so I definitely have great experiences with a lot of the agents, and we close a lot of transactions. In the city of San Antonio, we are, where I happen to be located out of, we actually are the number one we are the number one as far as closings in the San Antonio market, and we are a pretty big market. So Certainly have lots of icon agents, a lot of top 50 platinum award agents. So we definitely close transactions, and it is might not be something that I personally have heard as much as maybe some other people, but I have heard or there's different chatter in social media boxes saying that agents are not focused on sales, and depends on who you hang around with. So I tend to hang around with people that produce. We work with each other on transactions and things like that. So I certainly meet a lot of other agents through my own transactions as well. So we're doing pretty well, I would say, for sure.
Right.
There would be no reason to grow, no reason to grow your brand if you couldn't close, because there's no brand if there's no closings, really. It's just a facade.
It's a
That's
training of
actually
them all. It's a training of the mind.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really well said, because if you're not if you're not closing transactions, right, as a brokerage, then there's no reason for the brokerage to grow. So, I mean, just from your perspective, Tony, what would you say is the reason that eXp has been ranking number one in closing transactions? I mean, obviously you're both very involved in closing deals in a very hot market in San Antonio, but this is worldwide. So just from your personal experience, what would you say is the reason for this?
I think the main thing is, when you compare models side by side, what the benefits are with the eXp model is versus traditional brokerages, and what they've offered for decades and decades, and how eXp essentially flipped the model on giving back to the agents. And this is so important to producing agents. When producing agents say, okay, if I do the same number of transactions here versus the same amount of transactions I'm doing at my current brokerage, we compare them side by side. There was a lot of producing agents that come over to eXp because they learn about the different things, which we're probably going to talk more about, earning stock, referring other agents to the brokerage, and different awards, being able to earn your stock, your cap back, a lower commission split, lots of different reasons. So that is really good for people that are saying, okay, I'm doing well, but how can I bring more to my family? So that's why producing agents love coming over to eXp when they see the numbers side by side.
Yep. So it's not just, eXp being able to attract a lot of already producing agents, but also the ability of eXp to train newer agents, or agents that are not doing quite, as much as they want to be doing, to do more, right? And with the amount of training and the support that you're getting. So I think that's really important to understand for, all types of agents who are taking a look at this model. So it's a great point, and we will continue with the video.
We're also the largest brokerage, as well as still the fastest growing. Number 3, eXp Realty paid over $240 million in revenue share and stock awards to agents in 2022, which is more bonuses than any other real estate company. Number 4.
So there you go again, right? So that was what we were just talking about, that eXp, the model, is able to reward its agents with multiple income streams instead of just one. And that is essentially why it's become the fastest growing brokerage, which is the second point that Charlie mentioned in this video. So, Andres, what are your thoughts on this? Because you just recently, moved from a brokerage, that you were with to eXp. So were these things that you kind of kept in mind as you made that transition? Is that something that you've seen kind of play a big factor in, agents moving over and having success here, which is the, the additional bonuses that Charlie is talking about here in this video?
So I myself can attest to that. So when I transitioned over, one of the main points was like the revenue share and me being able to gain stocks and equity in the company. So I looked at my account this morning and I saw I'm a little bit over 90 days, probably closer to 100 and 105, but I have accumulated some good amount of stock. and it like motivates me um, to keep growing. And It's something as a realtor and as a real estate agent, sometimes we worry. We live transaction to transaction. By having shares awarded to you after every closing, you're able to look back and reflect that maybe one day we might be able to retire. Or no, we will have money accumulated to retire one day.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not just bonuses as far as it being additional income for you, but it's also the way that it's paid out through stock awards and revenue share, which is recurring every month. That these are, essentially exit strategies for real estate agents, right? So eXp is not only, I would say, the number one producing brokerage and helping agents sell more houses, but also after you do that, right? After you actually produce a lot of a lot of transactions, you're able to kind of take that experience and take that in bonuses and take that in additional income streams and leverage that to create more income, to create more wealth, and to create essentially create more ways that you can one day exit the business and actually create a business that is generating income outside of just your own efforts and your own in your own time. So I think that's really important. Tony, did you have any thoughts on just these 2 points here? eXp being the fastest growing brokerage as of today, and also, obviously paying more bonuses out in revenue share and stock income than other brokerages out there.
Well, I think Andres kind of hit the nail on the head there. He came from a boutique brokerage, and he actually earned a higher commission split over there. But over time, he was seeing that, okay, this is transactional, and then he is a long-term thinker. And when he was able to see, okay, well, I can earn stock, I can earn essentially like referral income from helping other agents understand the model a little bit better, and they come over and they do transactions, they produce transactions, and he's actually able to build another revenue stream. And as agents, a lot of agents, especially when the markets aren't as great, these are some of the things I've personally spoken to another agent or multiple agents actually to say, hey, look, this in this case, his family really got hit by COVID and different things like that. There were other family struggles that he had, and he said he didn't even have to focus on his production income, which is helping people buy and sell houses. He had that recurring income from the work that he had done in previous months, where other agents are doing transactions, and through his introduction with them into eXp, they were producing sales. So he was able to get mortgage payments, car payments, and things like that covered, and he was just very very happy, and just a big relief because he was able to focus on his family and things like that. So I mean, I've hear multiple stories about that, and I just think that's a great tribute and great testimonial to the types of true stories that have come through all over the place, all over the country. So love that.
Right. Yeah. So this is not something that is just kind of benefiting the company as a whole, being able to pay out these large amounts. This is actually affecting individual agents in a way that we haven't really seen before in the industry. And that's very important, right? And a big phrase that I always think about, when you hear these stories, is you want to be able to build it before you need it, right? You want to build a recurring income stream before you need it. You want to build a stock portfolio or a rental portfolio of rental properties before you need it. And that is very important for agents. So we will keep going and see what else is there.
eXp Realty delivers more than 80 plus hours of live training every single week by the top agents in the world to our agents. As I frequently tell agents who are new to eXp, the biggest problem you'll have here is figuring out which opportunities to pursue. Number 5.
Right. Absolutely. So that is something that I tell people all the time is, when you first join the company as a new agent, the biggest problem you actually have is just figuring out where to spend your time, right? Because there's so much going on. And yeah, I think, just getting that training, going back to what we were just talking about before, is, being the top producing brokerage in the world. It's not just we're attracting top agents, but we're also training our agents on how to produce more. So really top level training. Any thoughts on that? Any thoughts on the training that we get at eXp and the training that you guys have been able to experience?
I'll chime in here real quick. That is, again, look, so right now he's showing a map of all the states, right? Showing the map of the states. Each individual state has their own individual broker training, broker meetings, and things like that. And besides the broker training that are state specific, are individual production meetings. And these are, again, delivered. It's an open book as far as eXp, because when your company is growing and you have stock, you want your stock with your company to continue to grow. So how best can you do that? The icon agents, one of the ways that icon agents earn their money back in their cap back is by helping people grow. And how do they do that? They say, well, you're an icon agent. How did you become an icon agent? And they will actually open up their playbooks and give a lot of the tips and secrets directly from what they have done. So you can learn from a commercial agent, you can learn from a luxury agent, you can learn from people that work directly with investors. There's a whole bunch of people that earn that icon status through multiple different ways. So if you have a certain way or certain niche that you're interested in, there's going to be training on that. So yeah, for sure, it's true. I learned from an agent in Las Vegas, how they're utilizing the Google My Business or Google. Basically they used to call it Google My Business, but how they're using that and how they're using metadata, which is how you label your pictures. I learned from her different strategies on that, and it was really, really good information. And there's so many other kinds of awesome trainings from really top level people. These are people that are doing transactions day in and day out, and they're not people that just sit back and do trainings. So that's one of the great benefits of eXp training.
Yep. So these are, the training that you're getting as an agent here is, like you said, these are agents who are hitting top producer status, the top 1% to 2% of agents in the world, and they're literally teaching you the strategies that they're using maybe like a day before or like an hour before they were just implementing in their own business, and they're now teaching it to you like an hour later, right? So this is really cool. And because they are incentivized to do so, they're always going to be sharing their top strategies. And again, because eXp is connected worldwide, they're not going to be concerned about, potentially teaching like a competitor or, seeing other agents as competition, because they're teaching it outside of their market. But these strategies, they all say the same. Like you were saying, Google My Business, you can use it in every market that is in existence in the US or in the world for that matter. So, Andres, you came over as an existing agent. So you had experience as an agent already. From your perspective, was the training of any value to you? Because you've already been producing and you already had your own business going. So, what value, if any, did you derive from eXp's training?
So and I actually have a lot of value from accessing education on eXp in the eXp world. Not only all across the world, but it could also get like contracts. Contracts are specific to the state we're in. So I'm able to get training on something specific to the state of Texas. And then I'm also able to get other people's viewpoint. One of the things that I always key in, and I think something for my success is understanding the market. And even though sometimes things happen in the market, they might start on the East Coast or on the West Coast. And they might follow a trend. Um, I might be able to have access to something that's happening prior to it hitting Texas, and I can have a solution, or I'm able to prepare um, and have the best information to kind of like be ahead of something that could possibly make my business like fall back or take a step back. Instead of taking a step back, getting that information prior could actually have me in front of everyone else.
Yep, absolutely. So you're not only connected to just the overall strategies, right, of being able to transact more business and, potentially generate more leads, but you're also getting essentially live market updates on what's going on through all the different resources that you have and be able to take advantage of it, like you said, before the trend hits your market, which is super cool. And I don't think it's something people even think about when they're looking at brokerage models and what kind of support and resources that they're getting. So, and this isn't this next point here that Charlie's going to bring up is actually right on cue. So
5, at eXp Realty, you have immediate access by at least 7 different avenues to 2,000 plus brokers and staff members, as well as access to a now 24/7 expert care desk. And because as an eXp agent, you own the company, all of those staff members and brokers work for you. And that's the feeling you get. You get unlimited support and training from the brokers and staff whenever you need it. Number 6.
So that he brought up a pretty good point there, and he mentioned that essentially we as agents own the company, right? So that's an attestament to the stock awards. So because eXp is traded publicly on the NASDAQ and we are able to actually earn equity positions within the company, we are actually, recognized as part owners of the company. And we don't have to pay anything extra to get access to brokers, support members, and staff members. And I think a big a big, I will say, objection of agents who are looking at eXp is, this is a cloud-based brokerage. How do I talk to somebody? How do I get access to a broker or a support member? I'm not connected to anyone, but that's just not true. So I know, Andres, you have, a really good experience after coming over of being able to get accessible, access brokers. So, what was your experience like? Did you have that concern before you came over, and was that resolved?
So me as a personal, just feedback. So my biggest fear with being in a boutique or a smaller brokerage was invading people's time, um, calling them on a Saturday or just invading their time, right? So with EXP, I can actually tell you that this Saturday, I jumped on early in the morning, 10 o'clock. I had a broker readily available for me. I got my question answered. I was able to adjust what I needed to and get my specific question answered. And I actually got a warm greeting. Someone was excited. I wasn't invading anyone's time. And at the end of it, when I got off EXP World, I felt happy, comfortable, and I am able to carry on my business without feeling like I need to wait till Monday or I need to wait till Sunday. Sometimes in the real estate market, there's questions that need to be answered today. They cannot wait 24 hours, 12 hours, 2 hours. What I like about having access to a broker within business hours is I'm always going to have someone readily available to answer a question if needed. And they also offer some type of guidance that actually helped my business grow because now I can tackle 6 transactions instead of 2.
Tony, have you had any similar experiences like that?
Yeah, for sure. And kind of like Andres has mentioned, you know, this the way they have it set up, it's a ticket system. You see the character kind of like the way he was walking around. You find that your state. In our case, it's Texas. You click on there, and then you fill out a simple form. It's a Google form, and saying, okay, this is who I am. This is my license number. This is a simple, what the concern is, pull a ticket from the system. Generally speaking, you're going to be 1, 2, or 3. Very, very rarely am I ever even, past 2. And the brokers are always greeting in a very pleasant voice. And sometimes sometimes it could be, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but never too long. And my experience has been, they've always been very upfront, very helpful. And the other thing that they do as well, they say, okay, is there any other questions you have besides this one? Like, I hear that all the time. Like, so they're not trying to rush you out, right? The benefit of us having one managing broker and a lot of other support brokers, and I think we have about 12 right now in total of Texas, is because everyone takes their turns on answering those questions, and everyone has essentially kind of shifts in those rooms. So there's not one person just there and having to be the go-to for everybody. They're able to distribute the workload and distribute the questions, and we're always getting great information. And because, actually our state is divided in different regions and things like that, but you might be getting same broker information from someone from a different region, but they're still able to answer your question. You're not, subjected to try to only go to, 3 of the 12 brokers. So it's really a great system. I've found it very, very helpful. And they also send out emails, on the leading up to the weekends. This is your broker support. This is when they're available. And if you have any questions, go to them, and all the resources and different links. So we'll always know like who's available and how we can reach out to our broker to get the support we need.
And the good thing about using SkySlope, they actually can see whatever transaction, whatever document that you might have a question, they could see it on their side live. So there's no issues of something getting confused in translation, because they could see it live. They're able to give you an accurate answer or some sound advice because they're seeing the same thing you're seeing. And that's benefit to using SkySlope and the brokers having access to that information.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, they can actually go into your transaction because you're entering the transaction address, and so they can see, instead of saying, "Hey, can you send me a screenshot or anything like that?" Yeah, they can look into it. So great point, also.
Yep.
And they a lot of time, and it's a little chat feature also. So, the other thing is, just kind of popped into my mind. So they'll say, here's the link to that resource. They'll put in a link so you have it and you can click on it. And another great thing is sometimes they'll say, like, how's everything else going? Going well. All right, do you want a training on building your business? I did one last week. Oh, okay. Yeah, send me the training. So it might have been one that I missed out on and I didn't see, and I was like, okay, well, that sounds interesting. So go ahead and send it to me. So they're going, like, they're not just trying to get you out the door, and they're really helpful and providing more resources than you necessarily asked for in the first place. So that's also great. They're always very helpful.
And for all new agents that are really nervous and afraid to ask questions, they make a real comfortable setting for you to overcome that and for you to get your questions answered. New agents, it's a great brokerage to be a part of, because you have warm, welcoming people and very successful people that want to help you grow. So I think that always benefits everyone. People that want to help you grow, it's going to help your business.
Absolutely. And there's it's really hard to get lost, I think, at this brokerage, even with 90,000 agents across the world. And the funny story is, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I got a call from one of the Texas brokers, and I've never even spoken to this person before, but he gave me a call. I wasn't available at the time, left me a voicemail, called me by name. So it wasn't a pre-recorded, mass message that he's sending out there. And basically he was just calling to check in on me and see if I needed anything. And basically just to remind me that, at the end of the year, it's, easy to forget to renew your realtor board. subscriptions. And he was actually right, because I was, I didn't it didn't really come into my mind. So I went in and I renewed my Realtor Board subscription, and I thanked them for the reminder. So, and I'm not even doing a lot of transactions. So I was really surprised, and really, I felt they were really caring about me as an individual, as a person, as somebody who was part of this company. Yeah, so you're going to get all kinds of stories like that from different people and different support staff members within the company. So absolutely.
Six, with a brokerage that was founded upon technology, we're the most tech forward company in real estate. We even already have AI integrated. Number 7, we have a massive 90,000 real estate agent referral network globally, where you can both give referral business and receive referral business. And with eXp's new referral tool, it takes just seconds to do a new agreement. Number 8.
I've used that tool before, the referral tool that Charlie is referring to. And it takes literally less than 5 minutes to set up a referral. And that is a testament to point number 6, which is eXp being the most tech forward brokerage that is out there. So there's clearly a lot of technology tools to learn at the company. And that's one of the benefits here, is that we have access to a lot of these things. And he mentioned AI, which is something that we're actually working on, right now. So, Tony, just from your perspective, what are some of the tools, I would say, the tech tools that you are the most excited about, that you use the most in kind of your daily business here?
Okay, so we'll have a little side conversation, really, because with the AI that's come out, Charlie is really taking the lead within our group, within our organization, and we're part of a bigger kind of umbrella, if you would. So we have eXp, which is the brokerage, and then we have kind of different people that have kind of a chain of people that have kind of brought each other in. And so he is really leading this AI, kind of a charge in AI, and he's giving us the opportunity to come along with him. And this is one of the things he's doing. He's doing YouTube videos, and he's all the things that he's learned. He's basically kind of helping bring his playbook into it, and saying, okay, if you want to be part of this AI technology and have more video content, you're gonna benefit from all the things that I'm doing. And so he's very big into ChatGPT and a lot of those AI tools. And this is one of the reasons why I actually discovered Kobe and Charlie on a blog when I was doing my own research for eXp, and saying, okay, who seems to maybe fit. So I saw investors and I saw technology. They're doing a blog, they're doing video content. That's really something that I thought would be beneficial for me as an agent. Okay, so that's a little side conversation, but directly with eXp, what he was talking about is technology. Yes, there's lots of technology. There's things to, of course, we have KV Core for our customer facing website. That's Customer Relationship Manager. It's a website and a CRM. We also have SkySlope, which helps process our transactions and keeps things in order, so that we know, okay, if we're missing something, it's going to let us know, hey, these are some things that need attention. They've also recently integrated a form, so everything, we don't have to go through different e-signing documents. Everything is more integrated. So there's always something. Referrals. So this is really big. So if you're an agent, you understand the power and the power of a referral. So I was actually referred, and I received a listing from personal, a personal business associate, and this listing is a little bit outside of my particular market area, but I'm still able to do it because I have MLS access across multiple cities. So I did the listing, but I did receive a request, and I felt like I couldn't serve the buyer as confidently as I could if I was closer to that. So having 90,000 agents is a big thing, because all I had to do is look within our workplace. So we have a internal an internal Facebook, which is called Workplace. So we have Workplace Chat and Workplace. And what I was able to do is I was able to look and post in a group like, I'm looking for an agent in this area, and it's kind of like a more of a remote area. So I was able to look and see what kind of business that they've done, what they were saying about themselves, had a phone call, and then I got into the referral. So I was able to refer it to another agent, just because I could see everything, within our network, what this agent is saying about themselves and what their expertise is. And so filling that out, I input the customer information, their name, their phone number, their email. When he agrees to the referral percentage, after he signs it, then he automatically gets sent that information. So it's very convenient and very easy to use. So I love that. I love that feature. And this is another great enhancement. And eXp is always coming out with great enhancements to their software. So it helps me track. There's no, like, I don't have to put it on a spreadsheet, because eXp is tracking it on my behalf. They have a transaction with that client, and he's an eXp agent. It'll automatically know and automatically get that payout done at closing.
Yep. Speed and convenience. That's so important when it comes to getting things done, because a lot of times agents don't even send out referrals, I would say, because it just takes too much work, right? And it's cutting into their time, it's cutting into their day, and maybe they're just letting leads go, and really just letting money fall in the trash, if you will, by not referring those agents out. And eXp has, through their technology, made it so simple for us to be able to refer and receive referrals as well. And I know, Andres, you had a recent experience with SkySlope, right? You were just talking about it, of being able to manage your transactions very, very, very smoothly. So, do you mind kind of sharing that experience, and, what has it been for you to leverage these tech tools that the brokerage has given you?
So as far as for me being able to leverage like SkySlope, so instead of managing one or two transactions, I'm able to manage and help as many people as possible. Um, it will give me a template where I can input specific documents that are needed. It is reviewed by a transaction team. If there's something that needs to be updated, or if there is another form that needs to be added, they will write a note, they'll communicate with me, um, and then I'm able to prepare that specific document, get it out to my clients, get it electronically signed, and then be in compliance, and be able, instead of me worrying or trying to dig for documents that I might need, um, I'm able to work with the transaction team through SkySlope. And then that time that I'm saving, it benefits my clients, because I could focus all my energy in serving them, instead of just being worried about the transaction. In the transaction, it always helps when you got extra set of eyes, um, to make sure everything is squared away.
Yep, absolutely. So all the tech tools here, again, at eXp, they're giving them to us. They're giving them to us for us to use, and it makes life a lot easier for the agents. So we'll keep continuing with the video.
8, our lead generation opportunities are enormous, from the most powerful lead generation tools like KV Core to the Revenos series of client referral programs where you can get more leads.
Yeah, so just touching on that a little bit here, KV Core is one of the tech tools that we do have access to. Kind of just painting the picture, KV Core is not proprietary to eXp. It is a third-party tool. On the open market, last I heard, it costs anywhere between $500 to $1,500 to set up as a one-time setup fee. And it costs anywhere between, I think, $500 or more as a monthly subscription fee. At eXp, we get it as a part of our $85 a month monthly fee to be at the brokerage, and we're getting pretty much one of their single agent full access subscriptions to that. So it is a very powerful tool that a lot of agents, when they have come over, have leveraged that tool.
Number 9, eXp Realty has the best benefits for agents, from healthcare to stock awards to a built-in financial freedom.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, you mentioned something very key there, because Andres also, in his previous brokerage, they had a KV4 part of KV4, but they didn't have the full part of KV4. Is that right, Andres?
So we just have more accessibility, more tabs are open, and we have it just appears to be like a bigger network through our KV Core through eXp.
Right.
Yeah.
More
eXp
limited.
is great. I mean, KV Core is great, guys. And the reason I like using KV Core, I use it for my listings. So right now, everyone is too busy dealing with everyday life, kids, soccer, holidays, and their time gets consumed, right? So we're always in the hustle and bustle. But through KV Core, you're able to put your property in front of potential buyers. They can access it through their phone. They can access it through their computer, through their tablets. Therefore, it brings an added benefit to your client, your seller, because you're putting more eyeballs on those specific properties. And just by boosting your listing, you'll receive leads off that, because you're seeing who's actually setting eyes on that property, and you're able to track it. That's the most important thing. You want to track. You want to be able to give feedback to your clients, and I think KV Core works pretty well.
Yeah, and you can post your listings and to Facebook. You can post them to Craigslist. I've earned business out of that, using that as lead generation, and a lot of different ways to do additional lead generation as well, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Tony, for bringing that up, because that was something that I guess I missed there. But no, absolutely, it's a super powerful tool, and I know there's just more than enough ways for people to be able to leverage KV Core to generate leads. Like you were saying, one of the ways that you've been using it is through Craigslist, right? And that's not even something that I think a lot of people even think about. So super powerful, and actually a lot of automations built into it as well. So it does save time.
Powerful lead generation tools like KV Core to the Revenos series of client referral programs where you can get more leads. Number 9, eXp Realty has the best benefits for agents, from healthcare to stock awards to a built-in financial freedom exit strategy through revenue share, as well as additional ways to grow your agent skills with eXp's luxury program, global, referral, and commercial.
So he brought up a good point there, which is all of these different programs that eXp has. I know we just got back from eXpCon not too long ago, and a big theme there was the luxury brand that they just launched. So I know, Tony, you've taken advantage of the luxury program that eXp has. So what has your experience been so far? I know it's really been you've only just kind of taken advantage and dug into this a little bit, but from just what you've done so far, what has your thoughts been?
Yeah, so eXp has amazing luxury tools available to agents who want to go into that niche. And luxury, actually just received an email. So there's a training tomorrow, 2:00. It just says maximizing your design center benefits. So they're going to have a special training, and this is one of the things they do. They do the tools, the listing tools, and availability of the luxury listing packet are just really, it's hard to say, hard to believe for a lot of people, but the listing tools available within eXp Luxury, they're designed by top tier luxury real estate agents coming together from multiple different luxury brands, and they have put together a package that is amazing, and it's really second to none. So it's great to be part of an organization. If you think about it, having 90,000 agents, there are a lot of people who want to do business with eXp. So they're coming from different channels and they're saying, hey, can you offer this? So we have such a great suite of tools besides the luxury. The commercial agents also, there's actually going to be, I understand that there's lots of commercial agents with eXp because the cap is so beneficial to come over to eXp. It's a much lower cap than what other people, and it's the same with luxury. But you're not being shortchanged on the tools. So if anyone's interested in either luxury or commercial, we'd love to be able to have a discussion with you on that. See what kind of tools there are, and just get a little snapshot of it. If you ever have any interest in that, it's amazing. It's just amazing how much people are offering to eXp to be part of the network, as they know that we can continue to grow the way that we're growing. It's only going to benefit the vendors and all the people that want to be part of our organization as well.
Absolutely. And I mean, Andres, I know you've been here for a couple of months. I mean, were you able to dig into any of the additional programs that eXp has? Because I know one of the things that, an agent can benefit at eXp from these programs is they don't necessarily have to be a part of eXp commercial or be a part of eXp luxury, but they can essentially exchange referrals and collaborate with agents that are a part of those groups. So, have you had any experience with some of these different sectors of eXp, if you will?
I have not had any experience as far as me um, doing anything with the luxury. I did have the training at EXPCon, and I was able to see the energy and the amount of resources that people have invested time into growing EXP's luxury brand is pretty impressive. And I was pretty amazed on uh, their presentation. Was like, I think it's something that they're highly excited about here at EXP.
Yep. They absolutely are. And I think just recently now they've launched eXp Luxury into markets in Canada, and I believe South Africa and a couple of other global markets as well. So that's been a huge part of eXp's growth is these programs, right? Like commercial and luxury, they start out here in the US, but they actually they're offering them now more to agents that are in our global countries outside of the US as well. And that's how they're rolling them out, which is really cool because we have a global company here where we can trade referrals and resources and grow our business. So,
And eXp Realty offers the most growth, income, and development opportunity as a real estate agent, especially when you partner with our free team, where we provide additional tools, training, mentorship, coaching, and support on a daily basis to help you grow your business and achieve financial freedom along the way.
So let's talk a little bit about that, and we can wrap this up here, which is, just our group, right? We touched a little bit about on this, earlier with talking about what Charlie's doing with AI. But that's I think, a big difference between people who have success at eXp and agents who do not have success or as much success as they want to at eXp. And that is the group and the sponsor that they join with, right? We always think about the revenue share model as being able to grow an organization underneath you, but nobody really talks about how you're able to get all the support and training and how that affects your career as a real estate agent or a real estate business owner of the organization that you join that is essentially above you. So we'll start with you, Tony, and then we will go to Andres here to wrap it up. But what has your experience been with our organization? And, what would you say to people out there who are maybe thinking about joining eXp, but not sure who to go with?
Yeah. So my opinion is that who you partner yourself up with matters. Who you want to work, who you want to go into the trenches with arm in arm really matters. So in my case, what were the things that I was looking for after I saw the model as far as how eXp compares to other models. After I felt like eXp was the right place to be. I've had the benefit of having mentors in other things, with house flipping, with my previous career in retail management. I always want to be aligned myself. I always wanted to align myself with people who I felt like could take me further, could get me further along the path than if I was just out there, in an island, or kind of just a solo person. So as I was doing my research, I came across Charlie and Kobe, and I saw, okay, what are they communicating? What's their message? So the messaging was, eXp has tons of benefits. We are a group of like-minded individuals, investors, and people that wanted to get into, or either are or wanted to be house flipping and buying apartments, getting into all sorts of things like that. So I'm like, okay, that's already kind of where I've been. So I really like this group, but then also got onto some calls with them, just to kind of see, like, a little peek behind the curtain to see, okay, what are they talking about? What are they interested in? And, can I see myself with this group? And what I found for me was like, yeah, this group is really, really great. And what I've heard from other agents, unfortunately, that's not the case for them. Recently I heard from another agent who was at actually an Icon event with me, and they asked me, like, who are you with? Like, who's part of your organization? I said, well, I'm in a wolf pack. And this person told me, wow, as it was so interesting to me, because as much as this person is producing, they said, wow, I wish I was part of the wolf pack. So that says, okay, well, even though she's successful, she would see herself as being more successful, and possibly even going further with being aligned with the wolf pack. And I've heard from other agents as well, who came into eXp. They had a sponsor, but the sponsor really, in their case, they didn't really cultivate a relationship or have much more interaction with them after joining. And for us, I know that our experience has totally been different. So we are certainly, a Wolfpack group, a family, and we continue down our channels, with Charlie's group, Chris's group. We got Invested Agents, we got Lion League, we've got Infinite. So there's, we're just continuing with our legacy, with the Wolfpack legacy, and I love that about our group.
Yep, absolutely. And I know, Andres, that is a big, it was a big point for you as well after coming to some of our events with us. I think I see you up there, right here. Right? Is that you making a little appearance? So
Yes.
I mean, what has your experience been? Just part of our group, as somebody who's come over from maybe a smaller brokerage, who most people think that's, they have a more collaborative feel, but now coming over to a cloud-based brokerage, where we're kind of all spread out across the country of agents. What has your experience been like just in this past couple of months with our group specifically?
So my experience with the group is, I appreciate all the time that everyone else spends in helping me grow my business, right? I wouldn't be on a podcast if Kobe didn't reach out. It's something I wanted to do, but I didn't do it because I was afraid, or I didn't have the correct information on how to start a podcast, right? So Kobe does a lot of social media, is great in that realm, and he really thrives there, right? Another thing is, when I became a part of the Wolfpack, I met Tony at the GRI, and I think we mentioned that more than once. I had an immediate connection with him. I had inspired to be an investor, and I wanted to get rental properties. So I want to be with like-minded people. Being a part of the Wolfpack, there's always availability to jump on a mastermind, and not just communicate with people just within the San Antonio area. It's people all across the world that might have a different view, a different perspective with something that might benefit me and my business with real estate, and just how people are so forthcoming with information. This year, EXPCon in Las Vegas, man, I had a blast. I don't think I am a part of a domestic team, and I've never seen my wife so motivated about real estate. Um, we were able to connect with the rest of the wolf pack, finally be in one location, um, and just share how our businesses were going, what stagnated us this year, and how we can grow together, right? So I just feel that a lot of people have a misconception about EXP, that it's a big brokerage. Don't get me wrong, probably the biggest brokerage in the world, right? But it does have a team connected feel where I might have more connection with people that might live in Florida, that might live in Dallas, that might live in Memphis, Connecticut, um, and we might build a rapport a little bit or a lot closer, just because we all jump on those masterminds. We're all sharing information, and what I like about it is we have foresight of what might be coming in the future, and just being prepared, being a part of the wolf pack. I was on a mastermind here recently, and we were planning for next year. Um, I just, like I said, being a part of a team, sometimes being out there alone is scary. I'd rather be a part of a team and the wolf pack.
Awesome. Very well said. Very well said. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the video. And I think we covered a lot as far as reasons why agents will want to join eXp, but also, the 10 reasons why eXp is the best brokerage, as Charlie says in this video, in the world. So before we wrap up, just really quick, any last thoughts, Tony, Andres? Any last thoughts on maybe for agents who are looking to potentially make a switch, looking at eXp? Anything else that you want to leave with them before we jump off here today? Tony, we'll start with you.
I think the main thing is, certainly people are curious, right? People are curious in anything. Just like, just take a look at the NBA teams, right? Mm-hmm. You have people that start with one NBA team and they become free agents, and they say, what is the other team offering? How do I fit in that team, that organization? Can they see themselves? Are they mixing well with that other team? Another team is offering a different thing. They're offering different compensation, and they're offering different things. Other team members to work with, and they have a lot of loyalty to where they started, and that's fine. But sometimes they make a decision that's saying, okay, I see myself benefiting more by joining that team or joining that group of people, and it works out well for them. So for us, if anyone's interested in talking to any one of us about joining our organization, there's a very simple process. We can just do a simple call. There's absolutely no obligation, and there's no hard feelings. At the end of the day, everyone has to make a decision for themselves, and some people make the decision sooner and other people make the decision later, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has their own timeline, so feel free, if you have any questions about eXp or about joining the wolf pack in our organization here. We'd love to be able to talk to you, and we're all an open book, so feel free to reach out if you have any questions. We'd love to be able to talk to you and share our experiences with you.
Oh, Well said. Andres, we'll wrap it up with you.
As far as for me, my advice to any agent, new or an existing agent, don't be afraid. Ask questions, seek information, align yourself with like minded people that want success for you as you want success for yourself. Um, I've been blessed to be a part of the Wolfpack over these last 105 days. I've seen uh, a growth that's exponential, not just monetarily, just as a realtor, as a human being, just getting advice. And sometimes when you're a part of a team that's invested in you, you might get advice um, away from real estate. Like, hey, have you looked into this? Or maybe this will benefit you. If you're having a bad day, you might need someone to talk to. Being around people that are invested in you is always the best solution for your growth. So, we would love to share information with you about eXp. We would love for you to be a part of our network. And like I said, you can always reach out to one of us so you could get some genuine feedback.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for sticking with me here and sharing your insights into EXP and your experience, and obviously our group with the Wolfpack here. Again, if you guys are watching this video out there and want to learn more, get more information. Like Tony said, no obligations. Make sure to look in the description below and find Tony or Andres' contact information and just give them a ring and we'll give you the information that you need. And we can't wait to meet you and to potentially work with you one day. So thank you for tuning in to the Real Estate Roundup podcast. And we will see you guys very soon on the next show. Take care.